All right, so you're in automotive sales. You live and breathe this stuff, right? It's all about the customer, the vehicle, and making that sale happen. But what if I told you there's this invisible force in every single deal you make? And this force, it can literally end your career if you ignore it. Let's dive in.
So what do you think that risk is? Seriously, take a second. Is it that super tough negotiator? Or maybe the dealership down the road with that insane deal? Or is it just a buyer who, well, isn't feeling the car? Nope, it's not any of those things. It's something way, way bigger.
It's the law. Yeah, that's it. Your biggest risk isn't the competition. It's making sure you're on the right side of the law. And trust me, this isn't something you can kind of sort of follow. It's black and white, it can get complicated, and if you mess it up, well, the consequences are huge for you and your dealership.
So let's get into why this is such a massive deal. See, whenever you sell a part or do a service, you're not just making a sale, you're actually creating a legal contract. And that contract, it comes with a whole rule book you absolutely have to follow.
And the foundation for pretty much everything we're going to talk about is the Australian consumer law. We just call it the ACL. You can think of it as the constitution for every sale. It's the law that says every single customer gets certain guarantees automatically. You can't opt out, they can't sign them away, they just exist.
Now, here's where it gets interesting, and you've got to pay attention to this split. For a product, let's say a set of brake pads, the law guarantees it's of acceptable quality and fit for purpose. Basically, it works as it should. But for a service, like you installing those pads, the guarantee is different. It's about due care and skill. It means you did the job properly. Getting that difference is crucial.
And let's be super clear, if that product is a dud or the service was a mess, you can't just ignore it. Failing to honor that guarantee, that's not just bad service. Nope, it's literally breaking the law.
So who's the referee in all this? That would be the ACCC, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. Think of them as the top cop for consumer law. And believe me, they are not messing around. They investigate complaints, they take businesses to court, and they hand out massive fines. We're talking fines that can run into the hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars for big breaches. They mean business.
Okay, so we know the rules and we know who enforces them. Now let's bring this down to the shop floor. Let's look at a couple of super common situations where things can go wrong, and I mean legally wrong. You've seen this sign a million times, right? Maybe handwritten, taped to the cash register. No refunds. Seems straightforward, doesn't it? A simple store policy. But it's a huge legal landmine.
And that's because that sign is completely illegal. Flat out. Why? Because it lies to the customer about their rights under the ACL. If something is faulty, they absolutely have a right to a remedy, which could be a refund, a repair, or a replacement. A blanket no refunds policy, you just can't do it.
All right, here's another one you've probably heard, or maybe even said. A customer comes back with a faulty part. What's the gut reaction? Tell them, hey, you need to call the manufacturer. They made it. Makes sense, right? It's their product, not yours.
Well, it's also wrong and illegal. See, under the ACL, the customer's contract is with you, the person who sold it to them. That means you are legally responsible for sorting it out. Trying to pass the buck to the manufacturer isn't just lazy service. It's you breaking your legal obligation.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what not to do. So what are you supposed to do? What are your actual legal duties? How do you take all this legal stuff and actually make it work day to day, especially when things are moving a million miles an hour?
First thing to get your head around, the ACL is just the beginning. It's the baseline. So many auto parts have their own specific rules. Think about it. Tires, child restraints, airbags, they're all covered by super detailed regulations. A kid's car seat, for example, has to meet a crazy specific Australian standard. If you sell it or fit it wrong, you're looking at massive legal and safety problems. And yeah, it's on you to know this stuff.
But you can break it down into a pretty simple three-step process. Step 1, locate. Find the exact laws and codes for whatever it is you're selling. Step 2, interpret. Figure out what those rules actually mean for you on your shop floor. And Step 3, apply. Use your workplace procedures to make sure you're ticking every box every single time. Locate, interpret, apply. That's the mantra. So, okay, you're doing all this. How do you prove it? If someone asks, how do you show you did everything right? It all comes down to one thing, and you probably guessed it. It's the paper trail.
Think about it. Every single sale creates documents. Sales invoices, service agreements, warranty papers, legal transfer docs. These aren't just bits of paper for your files. They are legal records. They're the official story of the deal you made with that customer.
And that is exactly why you have to be obsessed with getting it right. A tiny mistake, one missing detail on an invoice can blow up into a huge problem. It can lead to a legal fight, it could even make a warranty totally worthless, and it puts you and the business in a really bad spot. When it comes to paperwork, you have to be a perfectionist.
So when you pull it all together, you start to see that this isn't about just ticking boxes to keep the boss happy. Being compliant with the law, that's a core professional skill. It's just as important as knowing your products or being able to close a deal.
And at the end of the day, getting this right isn't just about dodging fines. It's about protection. It's like a shield. You're protecting the customer, making sure they get what they're entitled to. You're protecting your boss from massive legal headaches. And just as importantly, you're protecting yourself and your own reputation.
So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. I want you to think about the last sale you made, the very last one. From the conversation you had with a customer to the final piece of paper you signed off on, was every single bit of it legally perfect? Really think about it. Whatever your answer is, that's where you start.